Great. Here we are. We're live. Yay. Kia ora tato. Welcome everybody to another Q&A event here at Digital Boost. I'm Georgia Hatzis, your host, and I'm really excited today to have Heather Farris here with us. Heather is a Pinterest expert, and I'm going to tell you a little story of how I found her. You guys were looking for someone for Pinterest. You wanted Pinterest help in marketing for your business. And I was like, where am I going to find this? And I did a little search. I found a YouTube video with Heather. And Heather is from my home country, everybody. No judgment. We love her. She's a pro. I was totally blown away by this YouTube and then contacted Heather and said, you've got to come along and help us here in New Zealand figure out our Pinterest marketing. So that's what I did. I dragged her here. She's taking time out of her day in Tucson, Arizona to join us from the heat of summer. Well, we're here freezing our buns off in winter. So I'll send you some of that cool air.
I love it.
Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us. Oh, I should say we're doing a Pinterest 101. And if you guys have questions, please pop them into the Q&A function. I will keep an eye out for those questions and I will weave them into the conversation with Heather. But anything you want to ask about Pinterest, just let us know and we'll figure it out. Great. Thanks, Heather.
Georgia, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. There was no dragging, no convincing. I'm just super happy to be here and I just love helping people. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to chat. I got to reverse my slides, guys. I don't know what just happened. They just fast forwarded. We're going to start with what is Pinterest and how do we use it? And like Georgia said, if you have questions, please put them in the chat. I am okay with stopping and explaining as I go. If I get talking too fast or anything like that, please let us know because I get excited. All right, so I'm Heather, as Georgia said, and I love Pinterest marketing. So let's start with what is Pinterest and how does it impact me? Pinterest is not only a search engine, but it's considered and lumped into a social media platform. It is though more of a search engine than it is social media because we have a chat feature. Obviously, we have features like liking pins and things like that, but most people don't use those features. They save pins to their boards. We're going to get into all of that. But it really at the start of everything is a search engine. And right now with all the changes going on with Google, as many of you might have heard with the Google changes for helpful content updates, you might be suffering with some lack of traffic or a drop in search traffic organically with search and Google and Bing and all of that. So as all of that has been happening, this little platform, this little oasis over here on the side has always been here for the last, 14 years now, 14 years. And we are just loving it because it is a platform that people can search on and we can drive traffic with it. So Pinterest being a search engine, it's a place for information and inspiration. We currently have 518 million monthly active users, which does not sound like a lot, but in comparison to other platforms, it is a decent sized audience. So let me tell you a bit about myself before we dive further in so you guys aren't confused about who the heck is this Heather girl. I've been doing this since 2016. I have been using Pinterest since 2010 when it was released and in beta. And I remember being able to find the bottom of the search results and it didn't go on and on and on. So I started using Pinterest as a place to find food recipes because I was a new mom and I didn't know how to cook and I was newly married and I needed to feed my family and I could not cook my way out of a box that you would buy in the grocery store. You guys probably don't have Hamburger Helper in New Zealand. We have that here in America and I could not cook anything but that. And I needed something different. So Pinterest found its way into my life. My sister-in-law introduced me to it. And I thank her every single day that she did that because it has changed my life. I teach on YouTube. I have a private membership. I have a lot of clients that we manage. So on any given day, you can find me working across multiple different accounts. Today, I was working on a sports psychologist account, which is so out of the ordinary for Pinterest. All right, so planning on Pinterest really and truly starts early. So I want you to kind of envision this example I've put together for you of changing your pantry and your storage options in your pantry. Someone on Pinterest or even Google, if you can envision this, would have a problem, an everyday need. There are other moments we're going to talk about in a moment, but we're going to talk about an everyday need right now because most people can correlate this to their own lives. So you walk into your pantry and you're sick of seeing the bags and the boxes. I mean, you guys in New Zealand probably have it. It's just probably gorgeous. It's not that way in my house. But you go in the pantry and you open it up and it's just like a mess, right? So you go on Pinterest and you search for pantry organization and you hit enter. And then options start to come up. So this is where the inspiration comes in. Eventually, after you've identified your problem, you're going to start filtering through that inspiration and find a solution that works for you. And then you're going to start to implement that change into your life. So really, Pinterest starts very early on in someone's planning journey. And then these are the moments. These are the big buckets. These are from Pinterest directly. These are things that Pinterest has said as a platform. These are the moments that they see users engaging in the most. So seasonal moments are anything from holidays, cultural, I can't say that word, events, religious interests, things like Valentine's Day, Christmas, Mother's Day. Then we have traditional moments, and you'll notice some of these overlap, and that's all right. Traditional moments are things that are more personal or meaningful, milestones. They might be once in a year or once in a lifetime, like new babies or retirement or graduations from college or high school, those sorts of things. And then we have life moments. These are things that people might celebrate often or, again, traditional in the traditional sense, once in a year or once in a lifetime. So things from weddings or baby showers, vacations, birthdays, bridal showers, things like that. These are moments that a lot of brands can really capitalize on because they're happening frequently. Unique moments are, they're not really unique. I don't know why they bucketed it and called them unique, but Pinterest says that unique moments typically happen in everyday life. They're more of everyday things. So date nights, family movie nights, dinner parties, those sorts of topics and events will happen on the platform. So people are planning, what meals to cook or what kind of popcorn or how to decorate for a family movie night or backyard movie night, things like that. Okay, so let's talk about why Pinterest isn't social media and how often and the average lifespan of content on Pinterest. Facebook posts, and I just went and looked this up, and I can give Georgia the slides later and you guys can look this up yourselves. I found this blog from Scott to be really compelling because he has all his sources linked. So Facebook posts last roughly 76 minutes, give or take. Twitter, roughly 43 minutes. Instagram, roughly 19 hours. Pinterest pins last roughly 3.5 months. But I will tell you from experience that I have Pinterest pins still driving traffic to my website today that are from 2018 on my oldest website that is online. So once it's on the platform and it ages and it gets better and more people engage with it, because it's a search engine, people can find that content. What I want you to envision in your mind is going on Instagram and searching in the Instagram search bar. It's horrendous. Nothing really is of value there. And then I want you to envision going to someone's profile on Instagram. You're likely not scrolling to the bottom of someone's profile looking at all their old content. It's not a thing that we do. And if you do that, that's fine. That's a you thing. But the great part about Pinterest is that you can post your pins, and what I like to say is you can park your content. And if you hear any other Pinterest experts say park your content on Pinterest, they got it from me. It's mine. Okay. So you can park your content on Pinterest, and because it is a search engine and there's a link that links back to your website, that content can be found for years, truly well beyond 3.5 months. And I'm not just saying that to scratch my own back, okay? I have results. All right, current Pinterest stats. I went and updated these this week for you guys to make sure that you know the power of this platform, and these are updated. So 81% of all users on Pinterest are using their mobile phone. So what that means for you is as you create Pinterest content, you need to make sure it's mobile friendly. We probably in the Digital Boost have talked about making mobile friendly websites and mobile friendly content. Same happens on Pinterest. 80% of active pinners have said they were inspired after shopping on Pinterest. Yes, people shop on Pinterest. 83% of weekly pinners made purchases after seeing content on Pinterest. So this isn't just a platform that you can shop from. And in a lot of cases, even myself included, have been looking on Pinterest at something, and then we'll go into a big box store like Lowe's. I don't know if you guys have like Ace Hardwares or like stores where you buy like drywall. I think you guys call it
With
something else there.
the Miter 10 or the warehouse.
Yeah.
Yep, we know. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah. So after seeing something on Pinterest, people will go in the store and be looking for it, looking for dupes or options and things like that. So it's definitely in that way, there is a brand awareness capability. Now, 30% of all users on Pinterest currently are men, which is new to us. And 96% of searches are unbranded. So I'm going to talk about that little tidbit to come. But first, where do we start? Well, we start by creating a Pinterest for Business account. You need a business account, and if you don't have this little menu, and that menu might look slightly different today because they just updated the UI in the US. So if it doesn't say Business Hub, then you don't have a business account. You have a personal account. So you need a business account. You can convert your business account over, or your personal account over to a business account, or you can create a new business account that's completely separate. But you should be, because it is Pinterest's term of service that you agree to create business content for commercial purposes on a business account. Business accounts also allow you to claim a website. So you can actually claim your domain. It's a trusted domain that Pinterest can serve content from to your audience. Recently, we just got a new little feature back again for claiming Instagram. So you'll see this in here, right here. We can claim Instagram, but you can't claim Etsy. This is an old screenshot. I should have changed it. You can claim your Instagram again, though. You can't claim YouTube either anymore. Ignore my old screenshot, okay? But this gives you the ability to claim your website. Now let's talk about how to get found. You're going to get found by using keywords. We're going to talk about this. 96% of the searches are unbranded. I mentioned that, right? That means that you have so much more opportunity to capitalize on search terms in your niche versus those that might be branded. So people aren't going to Pinterest and searching for Nike sneakers. They're going to Pinterest and searching for white sneakers for women. So some examples that pinners might search for, things like, how do I fill in the blank? Mid-century modern, fill in the blank. Tool organization ideas, that's the search term. Things to do in, and this is a town in Florida, Manatee Springs, things to do in New Zealand, like hiking in New Zealand. Those are the things that they might be searching for. Now, because this platform is both e-commerce and content driven, we have a full funnel approach. Full funnel meaning you can capture people from the beginning of their journey of realizing they have a problem all the way to the end when they purchase. So it depends on what kind of small business you have, what that customer journey is going to look like. But for my business, for Pinterest, I am very, very, very bottom of funnel. You have to have a business. You have to know you need more marketing outside of YouTube, Instagram, whatever. And you have to know that Pinterest is a place that you can promote before you're going to find me. Chances are you are deep into your customer journey before you find me on Pinterest. But if you are a home organizer and you offer home organizing services, then someone might be looking for you, not realizing that you even have services. One of my very first clients on Pinterest was a home organizer in Chicago. And the platform, after I took over her account, became her #1 lead generation for her local area. So you can even do some local search optimization as well. Okay, so we're going to start with optimizing your Pinterest account first. So this is what the Pinterest account looks like right now, minus what this menu looks like. Okay, just ignore the menu. But your Pinterest account looks like this. So you're gonna have a big banner at the top. You're gonna have profile image, your display name, your bio, your claimed domain is right here. If you're a verified merchant, which is e-commerce, meaning you have an e-commerce store, Shopify, not Etsy, you own the domain, you're going to have a blue check mark if you're a verified merchant, and your little claimed world is not going to be there, but you'll have a claimed domain. Okay, so it's a blue check mark and you're claimed, or it's the little black world, either or. your followers and your following, and your following includes following like boards that you follow, because people can individually follow boards or they can follow entire profiles. It's very flexible. And then your monthly views. So that's kind of the overview of what the profile looks like. And these things down here below are boards. We're going to get into Pinterest boards in a moment, but this is how we're going to start by figuring out what Pinterest users are searching for. So what products or content do you create? You can grab a little piece of paper and write these things down. So I want you to start with what products or content you create in your business. For me, I offer Pinterest marketing services. I have Pinterest marketing membership, and I also have a YouTube channel and digital product stores. I sell templates. I sell all sorts of things, right? I'm going to write those things down. Are pinners searching for that? The way that you're going to figure that out is simply by going to the platform and searching for tool organization tips or tool organization techniques or ideas. And you're going to start by creating boards around those things. Now, a couple of the other things you can write down that might help you to figure out what people are looking for. Number one, commonly asked questions that you get related to your product or service or content. So for me, someone might say, do I need Tailwind to schedule Pinterest pins? So that's a Pinterest scheduler question. So I would write down Pinterest for or Tailwind for Pinterest, and I would write down Pinterest schedulers. Those are two ideas that I can take to the platform to validate whether people are looking for that or not. And if they are looking for it, what other ways are they looking for it? What other keywords are coming up?
You know what's coming up for me, Heather, which sorry to interrupt, but I just want to
No.
like really hone in on, when I think about Pinterest, you think about e-commerce, you think about a physical product. And
Yeah.
what you're talking about is also that services, like what a great space for service-based industries as well.
Yes.
And that is
Yes.
something that for me personally never would have thought of. And, I'm looking at our attendees here who are alive, and we've got some people here who are service-based businesses, coaches and
Yeah.
things. And we also have people who sell products and people who sell online courses and, and lots of, love to see you guys here as you show up every week to be here with us. So thank you. But just the fact that this is broad strokes can go across any business. So I just wanted
Yeah.
to reiterate that because that for me was a light bulb moment just now. I was like, oh, light bulb. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. So along the same thread, something else that you can write down and do some searching on are the services that you offer. So there's usually 3 or 4 buckets of things that I write down. So products or content that you create, your pillars of content that you create. So for me, I do organic Pinterest marketing, paid Pinterest marketing, graphic design, and automation. So those are 4 themes that I can take to Pinterest and start looking for different ways people are searching for that topic. So if you're a health and wellness coach and you're doing keto, then go to the platform and start searching for the ways that you are helping your clients. And there's a ton of your content there if you're a keto coach. So that's kind of where I want you to start brainstorming. Now, beyond that, we're going to start creating boards and positioning your content and products. So I just want to take you over to my profile and show you what this looks like in real time because it's easier to look at it on a profile instead of on a slide. So you'll see here, I've got a couple boards up top, and this is my view. You won't see a lot of this stuff because if you look at my profile, it's going to look a little different for you. All the private boards and things will be gone. So these are boards, and within each of these boards, I pin topics that are related to those boards. Now, there are things in there that are products that are free content, that's YouTube videos. And the way that I tell people, and I think I have a slide on this, pins to create, like people always ask, what kind of pins can I make? Or what can I make pins for? Anything on the internet that belongs to you that you want to drive traffic to. If it's not a legal page on your website, you probably should create pins for it. So you're going to create boards to position your content and products. So here's how I've done that. Because I talk all about Pinterest marketing in this business. I also have a travel blog outside of this, but in this one, I talk about Pinterest marketing. For ads and organic, I've got templates, I do AI stuff. We talk about funnels and email marketing. So you'll see a lot of these themes in the format of boards. The boards are what your pins go on. So some of the most recent boards that I've pinned to, I just showed someone live this morning in a call how to merge boards, which is why Dream Life is up here at the top. But this is my little private board that I like to pin things to. But I've pinned stuff to this little group board of other Pinterest experts, how to use Canva. So pretty much any Canva templates, online business tips. I put something from Instagram in there, Pinterest for e-commerce. I've got tips for Pinterest for e-commerce in that board. So I want you to kind of envision how you're going to create your boards. And I would start, if I were you, by creating boards for those pillar topics in your business or pillar products, because there might be people selling products listening.
I have a specific question in the chat
Yeah,
that
let's
I
hear
wanted
it.
to. Yeah. So I offer personal styling and have struggled to know what it is I should be posting on Pinterest as I haven't known how to convert a service offering to a pin.
That's a really great question. So I actually just created an image for this, golly, yesterday. Um, and I don't know if I can, okay. So for the personal stylists, I would say you help your clients by choosing wardrobes and pairing things together beyond the actual service that you provide, whether that's putting outfits together and giving them buy links to go purchase those, or whether it's actually buying the outfits for them. People are still on the internet wondering exactly how to dress themselves. I'm one of them. I grew up in the Midwest in America. I only know how to wear a t-shirt and jeans and tennis shoes. I don't know how to dress myself. So that is like a starting point for you. Now, a lot of people are really adverse to writing blog posts, but I will say that the majority of people on Pinterest are in the top and middle of the funnel. So you really have an opportunity to capture that attention through blog posts, podcasts, or videos on YouTube, putting that on your website and driving traffic to it. So teach people how to dress themselves. How do you choose clothing? How do you choose clothing for occasions? How do you make a capsule wardrobe? This was the example I just made yesterday. Teach people that part and then lead the horse to water. So they don't know how to dress themselves. They don't know where to buy high quality clothing that's not just from Amazon. Teach them that. And then eventually they're going to realize, oh, she has a service where she helps people do this. I don't have to be in decision fatigue. I can just let Susan do this for me. And they'll hire you. This is the exact philosophy I've used with all of my search platforms and how I've grown my business. So from Pinterest to YouTube to Google, this is it.
And
So
I will just add, if there's any overwhelm around like the blogging or anything like that, ChatGPT. Like
yeah,
it's really AI tools have come in and they've made it really simple where even you could go in and say, okay, ChatGPT, give me 5 examples of, a styling blog I can write about. Give me 5 titles. And, and then you can hone in on that. And if you have any questions about that, reach out to our support team at Digital Boost because we've got some past events that help with prompts and things.
that's fantastic,
Yeah.
Georgia. I actually just created a pin bot for my membership, and it does some of that content creation, ideation, and outlining for people. So
It's fantastic.
fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so let's actually talk about the logistics of an actual Pinterest board before we move on. So an optimized Pinterest board is going to not look like this. I want to show you a bad example. So this one doesn't have a description. It just has an optimized title and optimized content. Ideally, you really want a board with a description. So speaking of ChatGPT, here's my board on ChatGPT. And I have a fully filled out Pinterest description for this board. Now, board descriptions are 500 characters, and you want to use all 500. And you don't want to just stuff your keywords in there. You want to write sentences around your keywords. So what I like to tell people to do is what I call the 5 by 5 by 500 rule. 5 keywords, 5 sentences, 500 characters. If you're long-winded like myself, you can get there. You can also ask ChatGPT to help you do this part. I just did this for a client earlier today. Of course, I edit everything that comes out of ChatGPT for voice and tone and all of that good stuff, but it gets you 90% of the way there. So this is a fully optimized Pinterest board. Now, I need to let you in on a little secret for indexing your content on Pinterest for keywords. If your board is not optimized for the platform and for search, the pins you put on it are less likely to perform and be served to the ideal audience you want to get in front of. So you really do need to make sure your boards are optimized, and then begin pinning to them. Now, if you've done that, if you haven't done that, I should say, if you've created pins and put them on a board that's not optimized, it's not the end of the world. Just go and optimize the board. Make sure it's got a Pinterest-friendly title that is a keyword. So this is an exact keyword that people are looking for on Pinterest. I just use the exact phrase that people are searching for. And then include some additional keywords in that description and fully fill it out. Now, don't put pins on your board that don't have anything to do with your board. So if you're pinning about Pinterest, you're not going to put Instagram content on your Pinterest board about Pinterest. I probably should clarify that because Pinterest boards are just a thing, right? But I have boards about Pinterest. So this Pinterest marketing for e-commerce board or this Pinterest templates board, I wouldn't put Instagram content on those because it's not on topic. Now, there is a caveat there. If I made a piece of content, and I have done this, that's like Facebook ads versus Pinterest ads, I can put that on my board about Pinterest ads because the topic is about Pinterest ads too.
Can we backtrack to, we've got a question here. What do you mean when you say optimized? When you're optimizing, yeah, your board?
Great question. So what I mean by optimized is you are going to use a search-friendly keyword for your title, and you're going to use keywords in the description in the sentences that you write. Those are the two most important things for an optimized Pinterest board. Now, one optional thing that you can do with your Pinterest boards, you see this little orange box right here and how they kind of all look like that except for the secret ones. Those are called board covers. I recently did a YouTube video on this if you do want to watch something about Pinterest boards, board covers specifically. But this is an optional activity that you can do to further optimize the board and make it look really nice. So as you scroll through, you can really quickly tell from a public perspective, all the orange boards would be right next to each other. You can quickly tell what kind of content I create and you can skim. So we create content generally for skimmers, and then if they like the content, they stick around. I hope that answers your question. Okay, moving on. How to find keywords on Pinterest. There's three main ways: the Pinterest search bar, the Pinterest trends tool, and the Pinterest ads manager. If anyone tells you there's a third-party tool that will help you to find Pinterest keywords, please do not connect your main Pinterest account to that tool. I do not support or advise to use the tool because they are not API approved and it can get your account shut down for spam. So if you use that tool, I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to do your own Google searching. If you decide to use it, create a burner account, please. But these are the three main ways that you can find keywords on Pinterest. What you're seeing in the screen share right here is the search bar. Pinterest Trends is in your menu, or you can simply go to trends.pinterest.com. So again, let me show you what that looks like. You'd go to the Pinterest Business Hub up here, then it's under Analytics and Trends. And then you have two ways to find keywords in this tool, the search bar at the top. So if I were to look for like leather pants, I can search for things here, but then I can also come down to this little tool and there's 4 filters. I just did a live on this today, actually. And then you can use any of these filters or you can put keywords in and you can begin to find additional keywords here. Now, if you use the yearly trends filter, this is a major hack, okay? It's going to give you search volume. So I usually filter by the year and then I'm looking based on yearly change for keywords with high search volume in the niche I'm looking for. Now, the last one is inside. You have to go to create campaign and you need to accept their terms and conditions for ads, but you don't need to have billing connected or anything like that, I don't believe. I think you can just skip past it all and then choose any campaign type except for catalog sales and go to your ad group level on the left or scroll to the bottom and click continue. Don't put any money in here. Don't fill any of this out. Just click continue. And then I want you to, in this third option right here where it says choose your own path, select that. And then down here where it says interesting keywords, open it up, click add keywords, and then you're going to search for those topics right here in the search bar, and it's going to start coming up. And this is the only tool that gives you exact values on Pinterest for search volume. The trends tool has search volume, but it doesn't give you the value metric in the tool unless you export your data. This one actually says the value right here on it. Now, those are your main 3 ways to find keywords. Let's move on to using those keywords to create great images. So there's really 5 things you need to consider when creating great images on Pinterest. Number 1, they need to be visually appealing. If it looks like it was created in Microsoft Paint, trash it and just go to Canva and use Canva templates that are free to use in Canva. You're going to be 90% of the way there if you use something out of Canva versus creating something on your own. Number 2, it's got an original idea. 3, it has a positive outlook. Pinterest is a place that they have strived to make really positive. They don't like negative content. They don't like negativity. So we're not creating hate content there. We're creating stuff that makes us feel good. And number 4, it's relevant. And number 5, it's actionable. So using terms like learn more, calls to action, learn more, download now, free gift, 10% off. Like all of those things are really great ways to make something actionable. You want to use great high quality images, whether it's your own brand images. I don't know who this girl is, but she seems to be wearing my same t-shirt. But you can use your own brand images or you can use stock photos. A great part about Canva is you get free stock photos if you have a Canva Pro account. So one subscription does it all. Now, when you create a pin, you have to do additional work beyond that. You have to write a really good pin title. I'm going to get into that, I promise, and I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. You need to write a pin description, and you obviously need a link of where that's going to go. So as you're creating Pinterest pins, now I have the old pin create builder. There are multiple variations, so you guys might have the new one. Yours might not look like mine. I don't know why they have this one in here. Okay, so as you add your pins, you're going to add a title here in this big title box. That 500 character description is going to go here. Now, if you have the new pin builder, it's 800 characters you can write. So you have a longer caption availability. Then you're going to place your link in. Now, if you have a, let me just go to my other account so you can see the new scheduler. If you have videos you want to upload, you can optimize your cover image. You can optimize and add tags to image pins. So here's an example I was uploading earlier from my membership. So you can tag products, you can save them as drafts for 30 days. You can tag topics. So if you have topics that you want to apply as you schedule those pins, you can do that. You can obviously add your board, your description. This is where we get 800 character availability. And then you're going to add a pin title. Your pin title is only 100 characters. So you really want to make sure you optimize the first like 30 or so characters to make sure you maximize and get your keyword in there. And then you can publish either now or later. So that's a great part about just using Pinterest. Any small business owners, I would just suggest using the native Pinterest scheduler to start. Save yourself some money until you get serious about the platform. Once you're serious about the platform, unless you're already paying for a scheduler tool that's API approved, don't invest in any tools right now. Save your money, reinvest it into the business in other ways for stock, for making new products, whatever. So that's like optimizing your Pinterest pin once it's there. So let's talk about writing your pin descriptions. The same way you write your board descriptions, I want you to write like 5 sentences. I know this says 3 to 4. I just need to stop using ranges and just tell people 5 sentences, 5 keywords, 500 characters. Natural sounding language. Okay. Optimizing your Pinterest pins beyond what I just told you, there's a few things you want to keep in mind. Use bold, easy to read fonts. Try not to use script fonts and try not to use really thin italic like handwriting things. It's hard to read, especially since 81% of users are on mobile. If they're scrolling 1,000 thumbs a second, they're not going to see that tiny little script font. Use keywords where possible. So these 2 examples, this is an ad, but this one right here is also an ad and it uses a keyword for washable living room rugs. You want to be informative and you want your pins to create interest. That's what's going to stop the scroll. Pinterest is not one of those platforms where you, the word starts with a D and I can't think of it, where you like stand out. It's you're fitting in more or less. It's not like a Facebook experience, Facebook and Pinterest are not the same. Instagram and Pinterest are not the same. So you want to really create interest and be informative. Bright colors where possible. Try not to use too much dark blacks, grays, dark blues. I know this is a dark blue, but they have really bright colors of their products on the pins, which makes it stand out. Use a call to action when possible. So, and you want to kind of flip this in and out. So make pins with calls to action and then use some pins without calls to action. You want to test, but use things like shop now, like what this Ratio Keto yogurt brand did. This Ruggable company didn't use a call to action for this one. This is a brand awareness ad though. But use a call to action where possible, even on your blog content. You'll notice on some of my Pinterest pins, and this is not the right account, let me swap back over, that I use calls to action like read the blog, learn more. I use those kinds of things because it helps people to understand that what I am looking to do is to help you. So right here, read the blog. Some of my calls to actions are read more, learn more, watch now, shop now. 15% off, buy now, new product launch, get creative with it. And then showcase your products in use. So this example for the rug company is perfect. You can see the rug, you can see what it looks like, you can see it in scale next to a piece of furniture with decor that matches. You can see this full kind of look and people can envision themselves in that space. And that's really what you're wanting to do. Okay, these are some more pins that are really well optimized for Pinterest. So some of these are videos. Actually, these 3 are videos, and this is a static pin that's just a little longer. But you can see they included some extra things down here to help to give context to what people can expect. And I've made this recipe and it was delicious. It is easy. It was fresh. It was gluten-free, although I didn't do gluten-free. And it's vegetarian. So you can add little extra pieces of context like that. This one was really fun. This was for Valentine's, Paint Gray's board. This was also a Pinterest trend. They definitely found that phrase in the trends tool. This one was really fun. 5 great countries for solo travel. The video was great. I wish I could link videos in these slides. I don't know how to do that. And then this one, how to make vivid dream team. That's the actual keyword. And then they use a secondary keyword for mugwort leaves. So people are also searching for that. Okay. Yep. Okay, this is the right one. I just accidentally hit my scroll wheel. So back to what I was saying earlier, what to make pins for. Anything, like I said, you want to link to on the internet. So for example, if I were featured on the Digital Boost website, and I get featured on a lot of podcasts and guest blogs and things like that frequently, I can make pins for anything that I want to promote. So if it's not my legal page, I'm probably going to make pins for it. So products and things that you sell, including digital products, any free trainings, lead magnets for email lists, any landing pages for products or freebies that you are evergreen that you want to promote, any blog content, podcast episodes, YouTube videos, any guest appearances elsewhere, affiliate links, and Amazon store products, or like to know it, storefronts. You can link to Instagram if you'd like to. They just recently rolled that new feature out where you have Instagram importing. If you turn it on, Instagram will import your posts over. So this was a podcast episode that I was featured on, and it auto imported. And then these are all linking back to Instagram. Now, one thing about that, change the links. You don't want your stuff to link to Instagram. You want it to link to your website. So if you do turn on the auto import feature for Instagram, you do want to go and change the content because what you put on Instagram is not going to be optimized for Pinterest users. Plus, Pinterest users don't want to see your content from Instagram on Pinterest and then be clicking the link and go see the same exact content on Instagram. It's not a great user experience. So you definitely want to edit this content, change the link, change the caption, give it a great title. Okay. Growing on Pinterest. I don't want to lie to you. I'm a very honest person. 6 to 12 months. Consistently. 6 to 12 months. If you can pin a minimum of one thing a day, you're going to be much further ahead a year from now than you were a year ago. If you can pin 3 to 5 things a day, you're going to see much faster growth. So find your happy medium, find what works for you, and just be consistent. But this is the average growth timeframe. It's very, very reminiscent of a Google SEO strategy and what you can expect to get from traffic from Google. Any questions so far, Georgia?
Yeah, Tracy's got a question. And Tracy, I'm going to find this answer for you because Heather, I don't know if this would Tracy wants to know how many people in New Zealand use Pinterest. I do know this answer because we did have um or are you checking that right now?
I can try to find it.
Yeah. I know that we had a marketing 101 with it'll come to me where he broke it down for us. It was Ollie Garside from Mosh, and he broke down exactly how many people in New Zealand are using all the different platforms. So let me
That's
find
a
out,
great.
Tracy. And I think Pinterest would be worth it for you because Tracy, they sell salmon. They have a salmon farm, and specifically, yes, we only sell in New Zealand and want to make sure the effort is worth it.
Yeah.
I hear you, Tracy. Let me get that number for you, and actually, I'll probably email you separately, and let you know. Or maybe, this might be a
Something
good
else
answer for
to
everybody.
Something else to consider, Tracy, is Pinterest could be a brand awareness play for you as well. So while people are looking for things on Pinterest, if you're afraid that people might not be looking on Pinterest for salmon to purchase fresh from New Zealand, in New Zealand, if they do happen to search for that on Google, you do also have the capability of your Pinterest pins and boards showing up in Google searches. So if you do the optimization work and you optimize your boards and your pins properly, you do have that capability of showing up organically, Pinterest serving on Google, and then people finding your pins and then going to your website. So we're going to share consistently. That's a surefire way to success. You're going to optimize your profile, your boards, your pins. That's the key to getting indexed and found. And I should not have included that word on there. Just forget the word idea right here. You want to use Pinterest pins. They recently just changed the terminology on us. So static pins are just image pins, and then we have video pins. Those are our two formats. And then you just want to use image pins and video pins where possible to grow your new audience engagement. Your next steps after this call. You want to get your profile set up. So you want to get your display name created in your bio. You want to create a cover photo. Now, I do want to touch on this just briefly, but let me finish this little list. And then I want you to create 5 to 10 boards and publish your first 5 to 10 pins. And I just want you to see what that feels like, what that act of finding keywords and using the keywords to create pins and then putting those pins on your boards. Okay, let's talk about your banner because this is something that not a lot of people talk about widely, but your Pinterest banner, even though it's not served in search and it's not searchable, when people land on your profile and they just see a collection of images or nothing, it's wasted opportunity. So you really have an opportunity here to create a billboard for your business. Tell people exactly what you do, how you do it, and how they can get it from you. So in my example here, I say get more Pinterest traffic and sales on autopilot proven strategies. Visit pinprofitacademy.com to start. That is what I want people to do when they see my profile. Because if they found me, chances are they need what I'm offering, and this is how they're going to do it. So use your banner. It's 1600 by 900 as a billboard for your business. After you're done, if you want to share your wins or you want to ask questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I'm wearing this pink shirt in my current profile photo, and it's just at Heather Farris Co _. And a reminder that everyone starts somewhere, and one step forward each day is going to get you closer to your goals. Okay. I offer a little membership, very, very affordable. I don't know what the exchange rate is right now. I'm so sorry. But Pin Profit
It's
Academy,
it's intense for us, but
it's
yeah.
intense. Well, I do offer a low cost for that reason. So
Yeah.
it's a monthly membership for creative small business owners, e-commerce, content creators. I have lots of Pinterest VAs in there, social media managers. If you want to learn and grow beyond just the foundations of Pinterest, we would welcome you. If you are looking for anything organic, advertising or analytics, workflows, design, methodology, we have marketing strategies beyond just Pinterest. I talk in deep dives regularly about other things like lead magnets, Pinterest trends. Next month, we're going to talk about Pinterest for affiliate marketing. We're a group with very good accountability. We have feedback and support in a private community. feel free to do that or not, because I also have heatherfarris.com, which is my entire website. It's where I live on the internet. All the free content that you could want, my entire YouTube channel for anyone that might be tight on a budget or just wants to do it for free and bootstrap it for now. I see you. I was there too. heatherfarris.com. You'll see my YouTube channel, my blog, all of it.
Yeah.
And
And I
that's
just
it.
thank you, Heather. I wanted to reiterate. Yeah, I know we're like, okay, we're in New Zealand, we're this small country. Heather's in the US and she's doing this Pinterest for the US. But we can make it work here. Tracy, to answer your question, I went and looked at the stats. So we've got 4.24 million social media users in New Zealand between the age of 16 and 64, and 29.9% of them use Pinterest on a monthly basis. And that comes to, I don't know, like 1.3 million people. So in a country that's so tiny, I mean, I feel like 30% of the people is probably it's a good space. Pinterest, I feel like, is a good space because you're not also getting overwhelmed by like, the noise of Facebook or the noise of Instagram. So I don't know if that helps, and that helps any of you who are listening as far as how Pinterest works here in New Zealand for us. But the basics that Heather has to offer are universal. And so I would
Yeah,
highly
they truly
recommend,
are.
yeah, going to the YouTube channel, checking it out, going onto her on her website and seeing what she's got to offer. And then if you have any questions, you can reach out to her. She's so, you're so lovely. I honestly did not have to convince her. I said, come to New Zealand via Zoom and help us. And she's like, I'm in. I'm in.
I love it. Well, I
Yeah.
want to tell you guys a funny story. So I watch a lot of John Oliver here in the US, and he recently did the bird competition, and he sort of impacted your bird of the year with the Puteki Teki. And I have to say, I was one of those people that voted for the Puteki Teki. I'm so sorry if we're not friends anymore, but I enjoyed it so much. And you guys have such beautiful culture and a country. And if there's anything I can do to help you, I'm just an email away, or you can shoot me a DM on Instagram. You can find me anywhere on the internet with my last name, heatherfarris.com or
Yeah.
Heather Farris.
And we've got a few more minutes. If you've got any questions,
Yeah,
pop them in
any
here.
question?
If questions come up later or you're watching the replay and you have questions, then to reach out to Heather. You can also reach out to us at support@digitalboost.co.nz. We are not Pinterest experts, so we probably won't be able to get you the answer. I'll probably just check in with Heather and go like, Heather, I've got a question. Help us.
Yeah,
So we've got her here. Thank you. Thank you if there
of
aren't any
course.
questions. I'm going to take one quick look through our live and make sure there aren't any questions in the comments that I may have missed. No, I think we are good. Heather, I absolutely adore you. I love spending this time with you. I love spending time with all of you who come to these live events. And I'm really proud of everyone who's just here to boost their business. Like that's what we're here to do. And we're doing it out of the goodness of our hearts, sharing our mahi and our expertise with you. So Heather, much gratitude. Thank you
Georgia.
so much. We've also got a massive weekend coming up that I wanted to I just want to wish everyone a happy Matariki. It's our Maori New Year, Heather. You wouldn't know about
Oh,
it, but I'm wishing you all like plant those seeds to like let your business grow in this next year. This is our planting time. So plant those seeds for your business, know exactly what you want to like grow, and let's get it done. Let's get it done. Next year, Matariki time, I want to see everyone having increased sales and driving more traffic to your websites. We've got some great comments
beautiful.
here. Thank you very much, Heather. Awesome. Thank you so much. A lot of information. So glad I can rewatch the replay. Yes, Jeanette. Absolutely. Thank you, Heather. Great info. Thanks, everyone. And thank you, Heather. Lovely to see
Thank you
you.
for having me.
Of course. And lovely lady. Thanks, Heather. Yeah,
Thanks,
she is a lovely
Moya.
lady. Oh my goodness. So many great. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, this is fantastic. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of this to make sure that everyone knows how
Oh.
awesome we are in the company. You
Well,
guys
thank you
all
so
need
much,
to
Georgia,
know.
again for inviting me. And again, like if you guys have any questions as you're watching the replay, please reach out. I answer all my own emails, all my own DMs, unless you email Lana through YouTube, in which case I don't answer that inbox anymore. But Georgia snuck in before I changed it. So
I did. I snuck right in. Oh, and I'm so glad that I did. Thanks, Heather. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you next week.
bye
Matewa.
for now.
Bye.